Hello, you're listening to Esoteric Drive Time Radio. I'm your host, Jonah the Jackal Schweitzer, and I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Bamson Sambridge, hello.
And we're broadcasting to you from the mobile studio in Weeki Wachee, Florida.
So we've been receiving just general feedback here at Esoteric Drive Time Radio, and came to the conclusion that we need to diversify our content a bit. So we've taken up to writing letters to popular groups, asking them for inspiration, expert advice on how to just broaden our content in general. So today, we've penned a letter to the Westboro Baptist Church, a well-known group of passionate churchgoers who really know how to rile up a crowd. Dear members of the Westboro Baptist Church, I'm a member of a small independent radio program known as Esoteric Drive Time Radio, which focuses on societal commentary, often regarding politics, and more specifically, the threat of new secular culture that is overtaking our country. We have been reaching out to organizations such as yourself in the hopes of getting feedback and subject matter that the American public ought to hear and discuss. Here at Esoteric Drive Time Radio, we believe that creating content to entertain as well as inform the American public is a team effort. Our intended purpose here on Earth, in God's eyes, is to just spread the word to everybody. Our station motto is, "We therefore ought to receive such, that we might be fellow helpers to the truth." We believe this means we ought to lend each other knowledge in hopes to teach each other to be more informed about the truth and the Word of God. We would greatly appreciate to hear back from you, get some possible ideas, what you think is important to discuss in this day and age. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Esoteric Drive Time Radio.
And now, the top 10 sexiest Bible verses. If a man lies with her, and her monthly flow touches him, he will be unclean for 7 days. Oh yeah. Any bed he lies in will be unclean. Leviticus 15:24. Number 9. Let's get our father to drink wine, and then lie with him, and preserve our family line through our father. That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and lay with him. Incest is wincest. He was not aware of it when she lay down and when she got up. Genesis 19:32-33. Number 8. If one of your men is unclean because of a nocturnal emission, he is to go outside the camp and stay there. Deuteronomy 23:10. Oh, do that to me. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emissions like that of horses. So you longed for the lewdness of your youth, when in Egypt your bosom was caressed, and your young breasts fondled. Ezekiel 23:20-21.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
At a time when we have never seemed more divided, a common enemy is killing our loved ones. It doesn't care about our differences, about red states, blue states, the Constitution, or human decency. It is the growing threat of a widespread boar takeover. We can protect our kids. Prevention works for malaria and polio. Prevention works, so why shouldn't prevention work for this? Life can be difficult for our kids, but we can teach them resilience. Resilience they'll need when they come face to face with the billions upon billions of wild boars intent on impaling them with their facial spears. Our children weren't gifted with facial spears, like some other abhorrent abominations, actively laughing in the face of God. But we can change that by arming our children for the inevitable Boer War. Children's facial spears. Buy them at your local metallurgy practitioners today. Now, believe it or not, we actually got our first piece of fan mail over at the Esoteric Drive Time Radio at gmail.com Gmail account.
We got fan mail?
We did.
About time.
Honestly, I've been waiting so long for someone to send us something, or start up any kind of correspondence. Let's read it out.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Go ahead.
Dear Esoteric Drive Time Radio, my name is David. I'm a high school junior from Tacoma, Washington. I've been listening to the show since day one, and I'm a huge fan of the show. Ugh, a little repetitive there, don't you think, David? Anyway, I plan on going into comedy writing, and it is inspirational to see such creativity and funny material coming from such an independent source. It's amazing how much good material you guys put out with such a small team. It's a crime that so few people listen to the podcast, and I've been telling all my friends about the show. My favorite segment from you guys is Top 10 Religions. I hope you consider bringing it back for a part 2. Your fan, David. God, what do you think of that?
Wow. What the hell is his problem? Seriously, what's wrong with him? Like, Top 10 Religions, that segment was utter garbage,
yeah,
right?
It was garbage. It was terrible, honestly.
I
cut it short. It's
you want to
bad.
be a comedian, David? You think that's... Give up. I'm serious. If you legitimately think that bit is funny, just give up now. It's not happening. You're only hurting yourself. Honestly, if you think that's our best work, that's kind of insulting. Who are you to send mail to us anyway? Honestly, you unrelenting, self-entitled prick. You think to yourself, you're allowed to do this? We have work to do. You said it yourself, we're busy people. Yes, you're right. We're busy people. We don't need crap coming from people like you. Jesus. I'm gonna red pill you here for a second. You mean nothing to us. We do not care about you. You are not important enough to us for us to, legitimately consider your letter. Is he a mass representation of our fan base?
Jesus, I hope not.
God.
I mean, it's honestly incredible to me, how much work and effort we put into this, and just to find out that our show is consumed by, these kind of miserable creeps.
We were seriously considering doing a follow-up to Top 10 Religions.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Cancel it. Let's cancel it now. Right?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Honestly, just because it would please David too much.
Hear that, David? You killed this bit. This was going to be a thing. You killed it. That's your fault.
3-part series.
3-part series. Yeah, if he's a good representation of the fan base, I don't want them. Honestly, I would rather we just didn't have them listen. This David, to you and your friends, this is to you. You are literally too stupid to matter. Oh, yeah, you've been telling everyone about our show. Screw you, David. We do not need your goddamn charity.
God, honestly, if we get any more mail like this, I would consider stopping the show entirely.
You like top 10 bits, David, huh? You like top 10 bits? Here's one for you. Top 10 idiots. Number 10, David. Number 9, David. Number 7, David. Don't ever send us mail again. In fact, just stop listening to the podcast. If you have any respect for us whatsoever, stop now. You are a stain on our fan base, David. I hope you rot in that hellhole spawning ground of Tacoma that you came from for the rest of your short, meaningless little life.
God. Now, if any of you at home want to send us mail, you can at esotericdrivetimeradio@gmail.com. That is esotericdrivetimeradio@gmail.com. Everything is spelled like it sounds.
Yeah, we respect all types of feedback.
We now return you to the top 10 sexiest Bible verses.
Number 6. They are well-fed, lusty stallions, each neighing for another man's wife. Jeremiah 5:8. Number 5. In the course of time, Amon, son of David, fell in love with Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom, son of David. Ammon became frustrated to the point of illness on account of his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and it seemed impossible for him to do anything to her. But when she took him to eat, he grabbed her and said, come to bed with me, my sister. But he refused to listen to her, and since he was stronger than she, he raped her. 2 Samuel 13, 1, 2, 11, and 14. Number 4. Your breasts are like two fawns, like twin fawns of a gazelle, that browse among the lilies. Until the day breaks and the shadows flee, I will go to the mountains of myrrh and the hills of incense. Song of Songs, chapter 4, 5, and 6. And now we have a message from another one of our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Leonard Borenstein. It has recently come to my attention that anti-boar extremists are marketing their brutal boar-killing technology to the most innocent and impressionable group of consumers we have in this country: children. Anti-boar defamation and aggression will not stand. That's why I decided to run for president on a pro-boar platform. Visit boarforprez2020.com to find out how you can show your support for the superior genetic master species today. Not a boar and still on board. On board with a cause. You can pick up your own facial spears today to leave those mongrel-faced, spear-wearing children lying in a shallow grave. We must secure the existence of our people and ensure a safe future for boar children. So donate to boarforprez2020.com today. Let's show those humans who will rule this planet when all is said and done. Their abysmal tyrannical reign is at an end. I'm Leonard Borenstein, and I approve this message.
And now for Yelp reviews of funeral homes. Put a 2-star rating to see if this review will make it on Yelp. David C. Gross Funeral Home is the best in town. Family owned, very caring, and wonderful people to work with. Don't understand why the good reviews aren't listed. Only the one from 2008. Really? 2 stars. They were throwing bodies in the caskets against the walls. 1 star. Extremely disappointed, mad, and disgusted. Had a viewing for my father, and the man that was in the casket did not even slightly resemble the one I grew up with. 1 star. Delete, edit, remove, cancel, please, now. 1 star.
Alright, so here's the deal. I've been feeling a bit, a little possessed, so we've contacted our local exorcist, Father O'Malley. Please welcome to the show, Father O'Malley.
Oh, hi, thank you. I really appreciate being brought on the show.
Alright, so, how does this work? I've been just feeling a bit generally demonic. Are there usual tells?
Well, you can usually... It's just kind of a feeling. Now, I'll do a little bit of a quick run through here. We'll just do preliminary demonic scaring out, to make sure...
What are your tools of the trade? Give us some tools of the trade.
Well, I think it would be easier if I just showed you. This is more of a little bit of a hands-on type activity. If you could actually just close your eyes for me right now.
All right.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! Be gone, demon! Be gone! Be gone! Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, goes about seeking whom he may devour, and Jesus shall writhe him from his mortal body inside you. Accept the Lord into your soul. Your mortal soul must be saved. The power of Christ compels. So how are you feeling?
Oh, that was quite refreshing. Thank you, Father.
Really, it's got like kind of it really limbers you up,
Yes,
getting out
there's
the
like
demons.
a deep cleanse.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like opening a little shop?
I have. It's just, with the economy, what it is there really a place for small business owners these days?
Fair enough. And I guess you just got the church. Tax-free there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is wonderful. You get by. I don't have to pay tax on my housing. You know that?
Oh, wow, that's a really great deal. Well, thank you, Father O'Malley, for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And in other news, Tom Hanks was killed in a drive-by shooting outside his home in Los Angeles. And now, a message from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Jill Stein. I don't fall into the trappings of boar-based racial politics. My platform is instead based on protecting our environment. So please vote for the Green Party in this upcoming election. My name is Jill Stein, and I approve this message.
And now, the sensual conclusion to the top 10 sexiest Bible verses.
Number 2. No one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I'm the Lord. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have sexual relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would dishonor your father. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or elsewhere. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. Do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife born to your father. She is your sister. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister because she is your mother's close relative. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother. Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are close relatives. That's wickedness. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanliness of her monthly period. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Molech, for you must not profane the name of God. I am the Lord. Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. That is detestable. Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That's a perversion. Leviticus chapter 18, verses 6 through 23. Yeah, sexual relations. And now, the sexiest Bible verse of them all. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged. The soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head. They clothed him in a purple robe and went up to him again and again, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they slapped him in the face. Once more, Pilate came out and said to the Jews gathered there, "Look, I'm bringing him out to you, to let you know what I find no basis for a charge against him." When Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, Pilate said to them, "Here's the man." As soon as the chief priests and their officials saw him, they shouted, "Crucify! Crucify!" John chapter 19, verses 1 through 6. Thank you. Those have been the top 10 sexiest verses in the Bible.
This has been Esoteric Drive Time Radio. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our content and want us to come visit your hometown, send us an email marking the location. Be sure to include a map layout of the local zoo, one that highlights all the entry and exit points of the facilities. We've gone mobile now, so who knows, we might pay you a visit. Till next time.